Welcome to the Escape with Nick and Adam. I'm Nick.
And I'm Adam.
Adam, it is a gorgeous day out today. I don't think too many people are going to be watching our stream tonight because it's so nice, but
it's a perfect day to stay in.
it's a great. It's only like 80 degrees and sunny, and it's like why would you go anywhere?
Listen, folks, there's a world out there.
Stay home terrible. And listen to us, or
yeah.
or whatever. Just listen to us later when the sun goes down and it's not so gorgeous. So
it's a terrible place. Stay home when you're safe.
Right. So, and one of those days today where sometimes like you're on social media and it's usually just like to kill time, and then there's other times where I'm like, let's learn something, and it makes me feel dumb for not knowing things. Like I was watching one of this guy's TikToks or Instagram post, and it's funny because one of the things he does is he has his wife. They put up a handful of NFL teams, and she doesn't know anything about sports, so they just have her like completely guess the teams just based off the logos.
Yeah.
And so like the ones like they put up the Cowboys and the Stars. She's like, the Lone Stars? He's like, the Lone Stars? And the one was the Atlanta Falcons. And she's like, the Angry Birds or something like that.
The Angry Birds.
And he's like, it's a falcon. It's shaped like an F. I was like, wait a second. The Falcon logo is shaped like a freaking F. I was like, son of a bitch.
Oh my gosh.
I was like, damn it. Got me. One of those.
You're right.
I was today years old.
She's today. I was born today. Yeah. No shit.
Today years old when I learned, yes, the Falcons logo is shaped like a freaking F. And I was like, damn, got me. And you think you know things. You're like, I don't know. I don't know anything about the world anymore. You ever have those moments, right?
Yes. Yeah. You took away your reason. Took away all your rhyme and reason.
Yeah, so also you learn a lot of things, like because we just bought a house, not this past November.
But you bought another one?
No.
I know, I'm kidding.
Same house, but you learn a lot of things, and there's stupid things like I had no intention on learning, but our house came with a rose bush and an apple tree in the front, and there's things growing out of the apple tree, and I'm like, is this normal? Is this good? Is this bad? Like things you never thought you'd have to Google or like YouTube. I had to Google a video today on how to trim an apple tree. Watch the whole video on that, and it's just one of those like never in all my years did I think that was gonna be one of those things that you're gonna have to know. And yeah, not only did I do that, and then I had to go to Facebook and take pictures of the thing and be like, what do I do with this? And people are like, do this and this. I'm like, oh, okay, fantastic. So
yeah, that what was I gonna say? I had a nice clever quip, but I lost it. Oh, I didn't. You own an apple tree. That's what I was gonna say. Well, that's pretty cool though.
Yeah, we didn't find out until apples were on it. Like in the fall, we're like, some bitch. And not like crab apples. Like there were times last time I went out and I just took it off the tree, washed it off, ate it.
Eat one? Yeah.
Yeah, fantastic. I mean, they're not the best apples in the world, but it's just one of those cool things where like I just went and got a snack from my front yard, and that's awesome.
Yeah.
So, but also update: the tulips are coming in nicely. That also came up the house, did not plant. So, and the daffodils.
You got daffodils and tulips, yeah.
Yeah,
well, that's awesome.
Hardcore man stuff, But
maybe you got a green thumb.
Like I said, it came up the house, so I'm gonna take zero credit for it. But also, when people drive by and be like, "Look at my tulips, nice."
Yeah, in 20 years, you're gonna have like one of those lawns and be screaming, "Stay off my lawn!" It shouldn't be that hard because virtual reality ought to be around by then.
Yeah, I
say not want to leave the house.
I have to tell the kids to get off my metal lawn or something. I don't know. Yeah, I did not want to be that guy, but like one of the first things I was like, okay, so I had to go buy a lawnmower, also had to go buy, a weed whip, a trimmer and leaf blower. And I'm like, was never this guy before, but now like you've been to our house. It's not like the greatest, but like I also don't want to be that guy where like, oh, where's the shitty house? Oh, it's that one, the guy who doesn't care. Oh, it's that guy.
He's got a really nice house.
So very happy with my house.
Yeah, it's very nice looking.
But anyway, all right. So on with the show. Today's show is called George Perez. We love you and we miss you. Unfortunately, another legend has passed. We're going to talk about we've talked about before, is Ezra Miller in trouble of being fired from the DCU? Batman Unburied is doing very well on Spotify. It knocked off Joe Rogan, so we're going to talk about that a little bit. We're talking about McFarlane's got some stuff coming up, and also we're going to talk about some of the movies that we watched, some of the, we're going to get into what we watched, what we were reading, all that good stuff. So we're going to start off with our tribute to George Perez. Adam, go ahead.
All right. So actually, yeah, I'm looking something up here. I wanted to know what his accreditation would have been on Crisis of Infinite Earth. I believe he's a creator Marv Wolfman and George Perez. So yeah, even Crisis of Infinite Earths. There you have it, folks. I mean, what can I say? What's more important of a comic book storyline to today's like what you're reading today, or you don't like what you're reading today? All of that foundation was sorted out by George Perez, Marv Wolfman, and the Denny O'Neills, and I think to a lesser extent even Neil Adams, when they came up with the Crisis of Infinite Earths, which basically took DC down into one continuity. I think they eliminated all the Earth 1s and 2s. They've done a made-for-TV movie about it with the CW stuff. He didn't create Dick Grayson, but he created Nightwing.
Wait, he created Nightwing?
Yeah, he had to give him the suit and all that kind of stuff.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nightwing's one of my guys.
Yeah, and then you got the reinvention of the new Teen Titans. I mean, he created Cyborg, he created Starfire.
So most of what like one of the shows one of the cartoons my sons loved was the Teen Titans show. So yeah, all the characters that basically a lot of people grew up loving and liking. If you're basically in your 20s, you grew up watching those guys, and you can thank George Perez. So
yeah, and he's got one of those reputations for just being he's like a sweetheart. He's a real nice guy.
Well, that's it. Just kind of going through the Google search, like they're all just of him smiling, and you can just tell. You could tell certain people, like with Neil Adams, there was only like a handful of images with him smiling. You could tell. But you can
he's
tell
a tough guy.
A little bit. He a little bit of a prickly character at times, but when you pull up George Perez, it's literally just a whole thing of him smiling, and you can tell it's usually from Comic-Cons and people interacting with him. So you can just tell, nice guy, loved being, part of the community.
Yeah, I mean, big gain for us by him being in the world, big loss for the world without him in it. So, yeah, George Perez, thank you.
And unfortunately, one of those, unlike Neil Adams, where it kind of came out of nowhere, this one everybody kind of knew was coming.
Yeah.
Pancreatic cancer. That's just one of those. You don't get better from that. So, but we were talking about Rushmores. I mean, another Rushmore guy, right?
Oh gosh, yes, yeah. I mean, you could have stopped at I invented Cyborg and Starfire.
Oh yeah,
but the Crisis of Infinite Earths. I mean, come on. I mean, that's more important than Nightfall, the breaking of the bat. We all love that. You know what I mean? Like that's like actually participating in history.
Right.
You know, comic book history at that.
Yeah. So, yeah. Unfortunately, another legend loss. So,
Yeah. God
Godspeed.
bless you.
All right. Adam, I know we mentioned this before, but is it? It's time for Ezra Miller to just be done, right? Like, because there's rumors floating around that he's actually going to get uh fired. I mean, it's
Yeah.
time, right?
Yeah. Just listen. Just cast someone else. Pay the $bazillion it's going to take
Yeah,
you to reshoot it. Just
yeah.
get him out.
Eat it. And I know Zaslav. We talked. Like I said, we talked about this many times before. Seems like every show we're talking about it. But yeah, it's hey, bite the bullet, start fresh, and just move on. Because this is obviously not someone that you want to be representing your product. So
Well, and do you want to be responsible for his comeback? If that's what happens. Um, I wouldn't. You know.
like you said, I mean, what do you do when you got to do the press tour and go around and actually promote the thing? You're gonna have this guy go around? Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah. I think that would get people excited if there was a different, a different Flash. Or just don't do the movie. Who cares?
Well, and that's yeah,
You're gonna
unfortunately.
do what you want anyway.
Well, at this point, you probably got enough with Michael Keaton. Just do that. Everybody would be coming to that movie to see Michael Keaton anyway. A very small group of people want to see Ezra Miller's Flash as it is. So
I was curious about his Flash after seeing the Snyder cut because it seemed like even the writing in the Snyder cut was better for him. Like, spoilers if you haven't seen the Snyder cut, but in the difference between the Justice League cut and the Spider-Man cut, the Snyder cut, what is when they're talking about using the Mother Box to bring Superman back from the dead. In the Joss Whedon version, he's like, "Oh no, it's gonna be all Pet Cemetery, man," and all that kind of. And he was scared, and I get that kind of a feeling. That's fine. That was like more for comic relief, though. But in the Snyder cut, he's like, "Yeah, we have to do this. This is science. We have to try." He and Bruce Wayne were totally on the same page. So when I saw that scene alone, I was like, okay, I like his Flash a little better now, but
yeah, because I was
a little
watching.
better.
Yeah, well, I was watching. Uh, was it Batman versus Superman? So kind of the introduction of his character. I think it was it the Ultimate Cut where, and I was like, okay, I get it, but at the same time, just like still don't. I like the Flash. I just did not care for Ezra Miller as the Flash. I just don't care for the hyperactive, whatever. I was like, no, let's just go more. Can we go? God forbid. Can we go comet accurate just a little bit? So but,
Yeah, I guess.
yeah. So let's
There's
switch
always,
over.
sorry.
Go
There's
ahead.
always that character that DC, even Marvel too. Yeah, both of them. They don't. They're like, and okay, so we got this character. All right, you go nuts with them, and they're not, they're not huge to the story.
Chew on the
Oh
scenery, go crazy.
yeah, and it's like, no, man, you have no idea how important that character is.
Yeah. So switching over to the Marvel cinematic universe, uh, John Watts away from the Fantastic Four movie. We were super excited about him because he did a fantastic job on the Spider-Man, uh, No Way Home, and all that. And now it's not going to happen. And Adam, I pose a question to you: does Marvel/Star Wars? Do they have a director problem?
Yes, they do because they don't want to hire directors, so to speak. They need some yes men in there, especially over at Sony. Anyways, I will not. I will not fry Sony too hard on that one. And they need to get their cooks in the kitchen And I think they do it to themselves. That's my thing. Is that they do it to themselves. So I think a lot of times these other directors who have gotten their start, this guy John Watts, it's not like you ain't ever gonna work in this town again, dude. You just did $1 billion movie. He's gonna be able to do whatever he wants. So and he's got fuck you money to match it. So there's that way. There's that way to look at it. Um, I don't blame him for walking away if you didn't want to have all that kind of like. Why would you have that big kind of a corporate job? You just came out of like a half a decade of that with these Spider-Man pictures, you know. So he had not problems, but he had real life work stresses working on all three of those movies, as good as they are. You know what I mean? Then there's the other thing is that directors and studios disagree all the time. This is still too early, and maybe the only reason it's getting any kind of press is because he directed the movie he directed, and he's who he is, and he's walking away from the Fantastic Four. Is that the only reason we're interested? Probably.
Well, I remember when No Way Home came out, and we went and we're like, "Wait, who's this guy again?" And we're like, "Oh, wait, he signed up for this." We're like, "Fantastic! That's great
Right.
news."
Yeah.
And now you're like, "Oh shit."
Yeah. Well, it's a bummer. It is a bummer. I will not deny that.
Yeah, I think, and I heard someone say this, and you were kind of getting at it, where when you used to hire a director, it was, well, let's see what his vision is, right? Well, let's see what they're gonna do now. And I've heard it put this way, where Marvel / Star Wars, they don't hire directors, they cast directors. So they kind of have a formula or an idea what they want to do. And like you said, as long as they're willing to go with that flow, then it's fine. And that's kind of where I feel bad for Sam Raimi, because a lot of people I haven't seen Doctor Strange yet, but everybody's kind of saying you can tell it was not 100% Sam Raimi's vision. You can see like there's elements where you can say that's Sam Raimi, but it says directed by Sam Raimi, but that is not 100% Sam Raimi.
Sure. But it might be that much better because of his involvement, though.
Like I said, so
Yeah, you know what I mean. Just thank God he is there for what he was there for.
Right, but it's also one of those. If you're a Sam Raimi fan, if you've seen any of the Evil Deads, I just started watching, Ash versus the Evil Dead. What are some of his other? The first few Spider-Man movies in the 2000s, like that
Burn Notice.
Yeah, those are Sam Raimi movies. He definitely has a style, and now.
Oh, I'm thinking of Bruce Campbell. Sorry.
Well, I say, well, because he's Bruce Campbell's. Yeah.
Just for that moment, I knew who we were talking about before. But as soon as you said the first three Spider-Man movies, I went to Bruce Campbell for some reason.
Technically, he was in those too, but you can just tell all the reviews I've heard you can tell there were too many chefs in the kitchen on that movie. So
I'm still looking forward to seeing it. I almost went and saw it today. I was like, wait a minute, I got a show today.
Yeah, I said that's the thing. My theater's got $5 Tuesdays. I was like, streaming tonight. Probably not going to make it, but yeah, definitely. But I'll lay this more at the feet of Disney. Disney has a director problem, and like I said, I feel bad for Sam Raimi, because I think this was supposed to, one of two things. I was hoping this was supposed to be his redemption for Spider-Man 3. But also kind of getting back in the good graces of Marvel to possibly do another Spider-Man movie. But
well, that's just Sony. He doesn't have to be okay with Disney. Like, Disney doesn't own Spider-Man,
right? But but all that, as far as I'm concerned, the whole MCU is just very murky right now, because they are letting Sony and Marvel are letting they're playing nice right now, but until they're not playing nice.
Who's the head over there? The head honcho
over at Sony?
Yes, Amy. Hey, Spider-Man 3 wasn't all Sam Raimi's fault though either.
No.
I mean,
That's part of the. That's where, once again, too many cooks in the kitchen that
yeah,
they wanted to jam pack that thing. See, when you just Google certain things.
anyways, but yeah, I mean, she could say we're gonna do 5 more Spider-Man movies. Disney can't say shit about it.
No, yeah.
Um,
Well, yeah. They're the golden boy right now. So they'd be, or the golden cow. I say they'd be silly not to milk that thing. But,
oh yeah, yeah. I mean, and to be fair, for as far as Disney's concerned with Spider-Man, I mean, that's a loan. They can take that loan back anytime they want. They don't own Spider-Man.
right.
You know.
But yeah, they've got a problem, and until they kind of get their head out of their ass, I don't know. Because if anybody can, like you said, tell everybody to go f themselves right now, it's John Watts. That guy's should have all the credit in the world.
Oh yeah.
And it should be, don't. I'd put a sign on my door saying, "Don't talk to me. Do not mess with me." I made you almost $2 billion. Whatever you've got to say, you can go shove it. So, well, that's just me. That's how I would work.
Almost 2 billion too. Yeah, you're right.
So, but Adam, there is a new king over on the top of the Spotify charts, and it is not our show, even though we are over on Spotify. So go check us out, The Escape with Nick and Adam.
Yeah.
But
Only listen to that show.
screw Joe Rogan.
He can handle it.
Joe, we love you. Please don't hate us. But so Batman Unburied, top Joe Rogan over on the Spotify charts, and kind of surprised everybody because Joe Rogan is pretty much the king of podcasts. So definitely live a little bit of a pleasant surprise that competition's always a good thing. And I know you said you haven't got a chance to listen to it, but they dropped the episodes 3 and 4 over there today. And I'll put this on the screen to get those real quick so you can see what I'm talking about. Do that. Trying to get better at this whole YouTube and thing. But so Batman Unburied. So it's got episodes 1, Kind of a Night Person, episode 2, Such Wonderful Secrets. And these are ones I was listening to today. Dog with a Bone, and it's right there in the description. Detective Barbara Gordon starts her own investigation into a private plane crash with the help of her reluctant partner, Renee Montoya. So, and then episode 4, I Am a Crook. So
I will listen this weekend.
It's a lot of fun. It's getting somewhere. The first 2 episodes, I was like, what in the world is going on? So looking up the cast, well, I know we talked about it before, but John Rhys Davies is Dr. Hunter. And if you don't recognize that face, he's the Gimli from Lord of the Rings, and also he's from Indiana Jones. Jason Isaacs is Alfred. Gina Rodriguez as Barbara Gordon. I really liked her work there. She did a really good job. Listen to her the last 2 days. Lance Reddick as Thomas Wayne. Sorry, I skipped over Ashley Birch as Becky Vale. So yes, Becky Vale is in the podcast. Sam Witwer is the Harvester. Sam Witwer is doing known for mainly doing a lot of voice work lately. I'm a big fan of his.
Oh yeah, he played Doomsday.
Like I said, done a ton of stuff.
As in like the Death of Superman Doomsday.
Right. Yep. So
he played.
Yeah, he played Emperor Palpatine, Darth Maul, dark side voice.
So, what does this say, world, about what I've been saying since I was a 9-year-old?
Go back to old timey radio.
No. So, who?
That's what I've been saying since I was 9.
Who is number 1 right now on Spotify? Is it Batman?
That'd be bad.
Okay, who was number 1 And
Joe
who's number
Rogan.
2 now? Who's number 2 now?
Who's number 2 work for?
No. Who's number 2 on Spotify? Well, I think that's Joe Rogan, right?
I believe it's Joe Rogan.
And we established that Batman is first. So Joe Rogan's been number 1 on Spotify forever. He's untouchable. And the Bat comes along.
Bat knocks him off.
Come on now. Don't fuck with the Bat.
Well, also a very nicely produced podcast. I mean, it's got all the elements there. It's a fun listen. If you really, if like me, you drive around all day, or if you can listen to headphones at your desk or while you're at work, it's a great listen, and it's really entertaining. It's a lot of fun.
You could have a podcast that was based off of Batman lambskin condoms, and it would still be number 1 because you don't fuck with the Bat.
And Adam would download it 10 out of 10 times.
Oh, I'd come back with a full review of it. I'd probably still be listening to it. One ear here, the other one here. Hey, now he said this.
Lambskin penis. Fantastic.
Lambskin
Anyway.
penis. Lambskin penis.
Anyway, Adam, I say things. So,
yeah, you do. You do. That's awesome.
Todd McFarlane kept his promise to the fans, Adam.
Yes, he did, sir. Now I was working when you sent that through. I could only take a quick look, and I haven't had time yet. Can we bring up the pack? Okay, so folks, he created a munitions pack. We got some Red Bull here.
But Adam, why do we need a munitions pack for the fans again?
No reason. Just a certain DC comic book characters don't come with guns.
Not just some, all of them. Thanks, Warner Brothers.
Now you can't buy the Grim Knight action figure even if you wanted to because he's like $1 million. Oh
yeah,
because he comes with 1,000 guns.
He looks like Simon Pegg's character from. Oh, jeez. Damn it! I can't think of it. Or he plays a cop. Hot Fuzz.
Hot Fuzz.
Yeah. So there you go. You got the munitions pack. It's up for pre-order over at McFarlane Toy Store. You get 15 plus weapons. I'm not going to act like I know all these guns, but there's a lot of them.
Now,
sorry, go ahead.
Some of those look from like that one up on the top in the shadow right up there.
I said these are clearly black Red Hood's guns here.
Okay.
So you got looks like an RPG, AK-47, kind of a grenade launcher.
But you see the back page to it that's behind there that's coming out. It says munitions on it.
Let's see if I can. Oh, this is the video for it. So, but yeah, so it's up for pre-order at McFarlane Toys, and it's really reasonable. It's only $15 because now the only unfortunate. God, look at that Tommy gun. Looks fantastic. Unfortunately, it's going to put definitely not all, but I know there was a little market going for guys who are 3D printing the guns and all that. So hopefully it doesn't put these guys out of business, but this is really what the fans have wanted for forever.
God, yes.
Since he took over DC's.
Well, they had guns when they first came out.
Yeah. Well, that's because you've got your Red Hood. The first Red Hood came with his guns, yep. And then you got
Thomas Wayne and the Grim Knight.
Yep, Thomas Wayne. Yeah. You've
seen that Grim Knight, haven't you?
Oh yeah. Because on the McFarlane page, it's anybody who gets one's like, look at score. I'm like, okay, fantastic. Now, I don't know the Grim Knight story, so I don't know why he's got 16,000 guns.
I think Booster Gold accidentally reset his life in a different manner one time. It's something to do with his parents. The way his parents died, I didn't make the connection until I saw the other action figure, though. But
So, but yeah, Todd McFarlane keeping his word. So,
Dude, I'm gonna buy that figure right there with the green hood and put it on my freaking.
Oh, that's what's his name? Soul Crusher. I've got
Yeah.
one. I got him.
Yeah, well, I want his hood. See, now it's bad when you just buy figures for parts.
Okay, so getting to that, I kind of feel like a jerk because I went out and bought the gargoyle figures, and I just bought them because I was like, they look badass. And then after a while, you're like, I don't have buyer's remorse, but it's like, do I need these? Like,
The
do I re-
gargoyle.
do I need the gargoyle figure? Like they look fantastic. They do. They look great. But at the same time, I'm like, if someone made me an offer at this moment, I'd let him go. You know,
Yeah.
I I
Nothing
would
wrong
let
with
him
that
go.
though.
I mean, and even certain McFarlane figures, I was like, why did I buy this one again? Oh, it was on sale. You know, like
I've got one buyer's remorse that I didn't think I'd have from a McFarlane figure.
yeah.
And this is coming from a guy who got his Aquaman without a fucking spear, trident.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Anyway, but I bought the variant action figure. So they got it's a Dark Knight's metal, I think, or just metal, and it's Wonder Woman. She supposedly has or she's got a mohawk. Then there's a variant of her with the Doctor Fate helmet on. And since I'm a big fan of Doctor Fate and the Wonder Woman, and I thought that was kind of neat because one of the stories behind Doctor Fate is if you put his helmet on, you lose your sanity forever, or something like that. Or the longer you have it, you can never take it off and be normal again. Kind of like Frodo in the Ring.
Hey,
Heyo. So yeah, I bought that figure, and then I just was like, "It's a really cool figure." And anytime I tried to pose it or put it somewhere, didn't make sense. You know what I mean? It just didn't make sense. I could never find a real home for it or blend it in, or you know.
well,
So
and that's the other thing because I want to pose them like this is like the minimum I want to do with my figures. Like I want to get a diorama. Like, and there's I'm gonna go back to because there's a I'm gonna go back to Instagram here because there's one store on Instagram that I found that does dioramas. They look badass. Uh, they're called Extreme Sets. So let me pull this up real quick, and I'm about to share this with you.
yeah, my back cave's an extreme set, and
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, so you know,
so's the liquor store pop up that I have.
and they're really like this guy. They're pretty
Yep.
detailed, and as far as some of the pricing goes, really reasonable.
You'd be surprised at how big that shit is, man.
Well, and you're correct because this is all. I think they're uh, what's the scale? I forget.
1/12.
Are they 1/12? Okay, so for your either 6 or 7 inch or 6 inch figures, they'll work just fine. Like look at this. This is fantastic. I love that. And this is all like also on my collecting list. I was like, I need not one, I need just a handful of Transformers, just a few, and like stuff like this is like that's perfect.
Pepper and some Transformers, huh?
Okay, so this is what I need. I need old school and not movies, cartoon. I need old school Optimus Prime, old school Megatron, old school Soundwave. I need a Grimlock and a Starscream. I'll take a yeah, and that would be beyond that. I don't need Bumblebee. I don't need any of the other guys. I was like, that would fix it right there. So like that's awesome. And literally like, and it's not recreate in seconds. Bam. Because
Yeah, but
I was
3D pieces, like you'll actually put together stairs that you can put your figures on.
yeah, I was
Walk
saying
them up.
like yeah, this one's got like a little stairway. It looks like I don't know. Some of them have. I wonder if they have some videos.
There's my liquor store. Right in the middle. Not there.
This one.
No, well, that's not a liquor store. Go down a couple more.
Is it this one?
There you go. No, not that one.
Oh.
It was in the middle,
Oh,
right
the
there
one
in
that
the
says
middle.
the one that says liquor on it.
Right. Yep.
Sure. So, yeah. So I want to check these guys out. I almost pulled the trigger on one, because Instagram had a 20% off purchase thing, but also once you added that, then they put a flat shipping rate on it. I didn't care for how much the shipping rate was. Like that Optimus Prime, that's the one I need. I need one of those. So I need
Yeah, I
that
don't blame
Optimus
you.
Prime, and I need that Megatron, and then, like I said, the other guys.
I was more of a GoBots kind of guy.
More like Mask better.
Mask was awesome though.
Mask was awesome. One of my favorite toys ever was
Jesus, I know.
the 57 Chevy that had the headlights that popped out as machine guns. That thing,
Yes, sir.
I can't tell you one name of anything from that, but I just remember that 57 Chevy.
The leader's name was Matt.
Why not?
I know that's a fact. I know that's a fact.
Yeah, so like,
Yeah, I love these pop-up dioramas, man.
yeah,
Look at that shit.
that's awesome.
It's cardboard.
It's cardboard, but you know what?
It's nice.
Sitting on your shelf 5 feet away, you don't care.
Yeah, actually, I have a small table mine sits on. A car like a plastic 4-foot picnic table, like one of those, with the fold out legs and stuff.
Right.
That's what the Bat Cave sits on. Look at that.
Yeah, so if you need dioramas,
Oh.
go check these guys out. Extreme Sets on Instagram, and I know they've got a store somewhere, but yeah, these are great. Yeah, especially the Ninja Turtle stuff.
Look at hey, can you check out the Frankenstein one?
I was just sitting there shooting the breeze with the zombie.
Oh my gosh,
Captain
that's awesome.
It reminds me of Saturday Night Live right there for some reason.
Yeah, I'm a caveman. Oh well, yeah, he was Frankenstein though too.
Yeah, it's Phil Hartman's.
Yeah, he was
Frankenstein. Frankenstein. Oh no. Was it Caveman? Was his caveman character was the lawyer?
Yeah, he unfrozen caveman lawyer, but he played Frankenstein. They just put Frankenstein in certain. They just throw him in a skit. It wouldn't make any sense.
Yeah, but that's the funny thing. Phil Hartman's such a comedic genius; it didn't matter. So
right. It was like, you want to see Frankenstein at the grocery store? Here it is.
Well, that's one of those guys to be like, Phil Hartman, you go crazy, man. You do what you want as Frankenstein.
God. Yeah.
All right, Adam. There's a few movies I watched over the weekend that I thought people should check out. First one is on Peacock. It's called The Outfit. That one just came out on Peacock. So this one, for some odd reason, like they're both gangster movies. So if you like gangsters,
Gangster at the top of the list. Then I play my own shit. It went something like this: cruising down the street
in my 6-4. So yeah, The Outfit, directed by Graham Moore. Graham Moore. This is kind of his first big director outing. He won an Oscar for writing and for The Imitation Game.
Oh, Zoe Deutsch.
Zoe Deutsch. Yeah. I was like, who is she? Oh, she's from Zombieland too. She plays the ditzy blonde girl.
Yeah, but she's what's her name? Caroline in the Cities, or Leah Thompson's daughter.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, and not in real life, but on the show.
No, in real life.
Oh, in real life, really? Oh,
yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah,
but yeah. So anyway, this takes place. I think it's in the 50s. An expert cutter must outwit a dangerous group of mobsters in order to survive a fateful night. So
Yeah, and she had to speak with like a certain kind of Boston accent, right?
Well, it's in Chicago, so you get the old timey
Yeah,
Chicago
old
accent.
time I mean Chicago. That was it.
Yeah, yeah. So and know how lovely that one is. So let's
Okay.
see here. Storyline: Leonard Mark Rylance, a master English tailor who's ended up in Chicago, which is funny that they say tailor because every time he gets called a tailor, he gets not upset, but he gets offended because he's like any idiot with a needle and thread you can teach to be a tailor in 15 minutes. He's a cutter. So every time someone calls him a tailor in the movie, he interrupts him and says, "No, I'm a cutter." So who's ended up in Chicago, operates a corner tailor shop with his assistant Zoe. Is that Deutsch?
Yeah. Zoe
Deutsch.
Deutsch.
Okay, so very German sounding. Where he makes beautiful clothes for only people around who can afford them. A family of vicious gangsters. One night, two killers, Dylan O'Brien and Johnny Flynn, knock on his door in need of a favor, and Leonard is thrust onto the board in a deadly game of deception and murder. So it starts off kind of slow, but it definitely picks up. Uh, if you really like a show that's got some nice twists and turns in it, uh, literally to the end of the movie, it's a lot of fun. It's definitely makes you think, like where's this going? And it's very claustrophobic because it all takes place in this little shop where it's only like got two rooms. So the whole movie takes place right there. You don't leave it uh, the entire movie. So it's
Yeah.
good good
I
stuff.
am. I'm a Zoe Deutsch fan. I saw like one or two movies she was in, and then of course Zombieland, and then of course I like her mom, so I'll follow and watch her with anything. She was up for Barbara Gordon in this Batgirl movie they just shot. It came down
I,
to
I
her.
I immediately want her.
That's exactly who I wanted. It was going to be either her or Leslie. What's her last name? Grace. Leslie Grace.
Yeah, Leslie Grace. So, which
And
all luck to Leslie Grace in a role, but uh, I just like her.
well, I mean, that's the thing that's kind of held me back a little bit from like warming up to Leslie Grace is because I really like Zoe Deutsch. I liked her before, and I never thought of her as a Batgirl. And then she's up for Batgirl. Her mom posted it on her Facebook. Oh, my daughter's up for Batgirl. Not Facebook, but Instagram. And I was like, oh shit, this is gonna be good. And then
Right.
they went with Leslie Grace, and I was like, well, okay, so more of
Yeah.
a modern
Yeah.
day thing.
Terrence Leah Thompson and Howard Deutsch. Oh,
Yeah.
oh, that guy. That guy's your dad. All right. Known for Pretty in Pink, Some Kind of Wonderful, The Great Outdoors, and My Best Friend's Girl. All right. That guy. Yeah. So she's essentially Hollywood royalty.
Yeah.
So, but the outfit, go check it out. It's on Peacock. Uh, yeah. What is it? What she said. Doesn't give a runtime. But either way, I think it's like close to 2 hours. Go check it out.
I mean, true or false? Like, when you scroll back up, I mean, does she not look like Barbara Gordon?
No, I said that right there, that image right there. That as soon as I saw that, I was like, no, it should be a great Barbara Gordon. So
Yeah. Even if you changed her from looking as modest as she does here into something flashy and sexy, she would just look like Barbara Gordon. Being flashy and sexy. She looks like fucking
yeah,
Barbara. Like right
I'm
there, she looks like
just
Barbara Gordon.
yeah, just tint her hair like a touch red. You don't even have to go crazy red.
Right. Exactly. But I mean, like it too. Like, and you could see like this. I don't know her. She could speak serious and all this kind of like. She doesn't seem like she has. I don't know. She looks like Barbara Gordon, man. She doesn't seem like she has like that kind of sense of humor that you know certain other sidekicks have had.
Right.
You
Well,
know.
that's the funny thing. The first, like I said, the thing I knew her from was Zombieland, where she plays a ditzy, ditzy blonde, and I'm like, wait, and she's really good in the outfit too. So, um,
Yeah, she's
yeah,
talented. She's really
uh,
talented.
I see. Now we know why, because she's, her parents are like I
Yeah.
said, basically Hollywood royalty. So, all right, and then I
So
watched another movie, The Gentleman. This is Guy Ritchie gangster movie, not gangster, British gangster. And if it's Guy Ritchie in his freaking wheelhouse of British gangster movies, and it's awesome. I don't know of too many directors slash writers who can handle an ensemble quite the way Guy Ritchie does.
Right.
If you're familiar with his work from Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels and Snatch, uh, to what was it, Rock and Roller, all his movies have he's like a magician and a juggler at the same time. He's a juggling musician, a magician of somehow just really forming these really intricate stories. Um, so, quick synopsis: so, an American expat tries to sell off his highly profitable marijuana empire in London, triggering plots, schemes of robbery, and blackmail in an attempt to steal his domain. So, main cast is Matthew McConaughey, Charlie Hunnam, Michelle Dockery, Jeremy Strong, Lynn Renee, Colin Farrell, Henry Golding, Tom Wu, Hugh Grant is really good in this. He plays a character I've never seen him play. He plays a kind of scumbag paparazzi guy.
Yeah, I heard about this with him playing. Yeah, I heard him talk about this.
Yeah, it's sorry, I meant to share that one instead. Sorry. But yeah, he plays it's one of those be like, hey, I haven't seen Hugh Grant in a while, and you're like, oh, what? He does a great job because he's an awesome actor. He may not be a great person, but he's a great actor.
We're thinking about something that happened in like 1996 too. That's the thing.
I'm just saying, certain things stick with you when you think of people.
You can't get it out of your head, can you? I can't. I wonder why.
Because when you cheat on Elizabeth Hurley, and to this day, I will pick on occasion. I will just simply see a news post of look at Elizabeth Hurley right now. She's in her 50s, and I'm like, all right, I'll take a look. And you go, hot damn, like. How would you ever go like, yeah, I'm gonna go cheat on
that? I agree. I mean, it's got to have something to do with it that it locked into our heads like that. Not just yours and mine, but anyone our age. That's the first thing they think of. Oh yeah, that's that guy. It was on the news every night. It was on the news.
Good actor, but kind of a scumbag.
I mean, he picked up a hooker, but
that's the thing. It's like, are you that desperate, man? But anyway, getting back to Guy Ritchie. Yeah, I hate to sound like fawning over, but I love Guy Ritchie movies. I think he's one of the best directors out there. I love his movies. When he's on his game, he's on his game. And it looks like I've been slacking. So he's got a movie coming out, The Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare. I just saw that. That sounds freaking amazing. If you know anything about these guys, have you ever heard the story of Christopher Lee talking to what's his name, Peter Jackson, about when Peter Jackson goes up to Christopher Lee and he's like, okay, so I want you to imagine what it's like to stab someone in the back. He's like, I don't have to imagine, I've done it. it's like, what? And he was part of the Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare. So he was basically first of all, Christopher Lee's badass. And talk about just one of the most fulfilled lives that's ever been. But yeah, it's just one of the best stories that's ever been, where the guy, this little director's going, oh, well, do this, but just imagine that, what it's like to stab someone back. He's like, dude, I've done that. I've been there. I've done that. I've done these incredibly terrible, awesome, not awesome, but
awesome.
I'm pretty sure it's gonna be awesome in the movie, but it's just one of those things where it's just like, yeah, I've done these things, of which you think about, I've done them. So, but the one that I was kind of excited about, so Operation Fortune. I'm not even going to try and attempt that, but he hooks up with Jason Statham again. So Special Agent Orson Fortune and his team of operatives recruit one of Hollywood's biggest movie stars to help them on an undercover mission when the sale of a deadly new weapon technology threatens to disrupt the world order. So,
Aubrey Plaza.
oh yeah, Audrey Plaza's in it. Jason Statham, Eddie Marson, Hugh Grant once again, Josh Hartnett, Carrie Ells. Carrie Wells unfortunately just had to drop out of Motor City Comic Con because dude got bitten by a snake.
That sucks.
I was like, well, it happened a few weeks ago. I was like, well, he's probably not going to come to Comic Con, and then it just got announced like yesterday. And good to see Josh Hartnett working because he's one of those guys who kind of dropped off the face of the planet. Well, he was like the heartthrob in like the early 2000s, and I think he's one of those guys who just said, "Hey, Hollywood, shove it," which I'm okay. I'm okay with anybody going that way. So, but yeah, that one's supposed to come out in 2022. I don't know when. I couldn't find a release date. But the one for The Gentleman that came out said it was made in 2019, but it came out in 2020. Like I said, I just checked it out over the weekend. It's on Netflix right now, so if you want to go check it out. But, yeah, good movies. I'm a sucker for a good gangster movie. So
I have to see the Weird Al movie, man.
I saw the clips, or not the clips, of the images of Daniel Radcliffe as freaking. How tall is Daniel Radcliffe? He's one of those guys he can't be much over 5 foot. He's just a tiny little guy. But isn't Weird Al kind of tall?
Yeah, they'll have to put him on an apple box or something, you know. And
they like the Tom Cruise lifts in it.
Right. I don't know, but it looks funny. I mean, I like Weird Al. I do.
Okay, if you don't like Weird Al, you're a jerk.
Well,
or you take yourself far too seriously.
It's weird because, like, I've liked Weird Al albums, and you get to a point where you're listening to it and you're like, this is all a bunch of shit. Like, and I've been listening to
it's total nonsense.
Yeah, I don't mean garbage.
No,
but
it's just
I'm
nonsense.
like, it doesn't have the same effect as like, yeah, I just listened to Blood Sugar Sex Magic by the Red Hot Chili Peppers. What an album. But like,
or you go from the original version of Gangster's Paradise to Weird Al's, where Gangster's Paradise is kind of one of those, like, it's an iconic, that whole from the video to the song, that's iconic.
I kind of like Amish Paradise better though.
I say, and then what Weird Al does with Amish Paradise, it's like, oh yeah, we just totally rubbed that. Yeah, it's like in the winter where you take someone's face and rub in the snow. That's kind of how I feel like Coolio got done by Weird Al there. But yeah, especially when we were growing up, if you weren't into Weird Al, yeah, you probably took yourself too seriously.
Oh yeah, Weird Al, man.
All right, Adam, what are you watching? You watching anything, Adam?
I was trying. I am, and I believe it's called. Well, I want to get this right for you guys, so just bear with me here. I fell for this. I'm gonna go to the channel and I'm gonna mute it real quick here. There we go. I just watched a couple episodes of this lady's YouTube channel, and now like it's all I've been watching. I haven't had time to watch anything else. And it's called Ask a Mortician.
Oh.
And she's a mortician, and in a funny way, she tells you all about your body, what happens to it, and how to embalm it. And then there's this other guy, who did this Q&A thing. He was also a mortician. So I've learned a lot about dying.
So happy thoughts, happy places.
It's morbid. It really is, but it's very interesting. And I will tell you this, there was a vampire, and see, this is what's got me thinking Illuminati here. So there was this like vampire scare, I guess, or whatever. People were claiming that this girl and their family who had died was coming back in their nights, and Anyways, some people turned up dead, missing their blood. When they exhumed her body, she had a chest full of blood and her heart and all that stuff, right? And she didn't look like she aged much. However, she had tuberculosis. She had consumption. And as you know, that was like a big thing that people thought was vampirism back in the day. So, long story short, this connects to the funeral industry, where they started to cleanse, quote unquote, cleanse the burial experience of human beings. And it got me thinking, do you really think, I wonder if they started embalming all these people and putting them in fucking vault tombs because it wasn't consumption. Vampires.
Well,
on the Escape podcast with Nick and Adam, we're talking about vampires.
Well, that's the scary thing, right? That's why they had to, when they started burying people with a string to a bell, so that in case, they're not dead.
Right. But you take these cases of consumption, which are all the same across the whole world, like the way the eyewitnesses talk, and it's always the rare ones, but it's always the same thing. Such and such, my son died. Me and all the rest of the family started seeing images of him coming to us in our beds. Such and such died. He was found with no blood, and this place and that, and the villagers said this. Then they exhumed the guy's body, and because he had tuberculosis, he's got a heart full of blood. Then you connect into the 20th century with the funeral business and all that kind of stuff. 19th century, really. Maybe that's the way they stop the vampires.
I said sometimes it's just a story, cover story. That's how they save the world.
Yep, a kernel of truth, which is going to make me really mad. Because if I die and find out I was supposed to rise again, but I've got this shitty chemical in me choking me out for eternity, I'm going to be upset.
I was like, you ever read Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter?
I have not. What is that like?
It's fantastic. It's also very disturbing. And also nothing like the movie. Very loosely based on the movie, but the book's a lot better. But yeah, fantastic. Thing is, Abe Lincoln with a top hat and an axe, whapping vampires. It's kind of weird because they also tie it into like history a little bit. Because if you know anything about Lincoln, like he lost a couple of kids, to tuberculosis and all that stuff. So they tie that in with the whole vampire thing, and next thing you know, vampires killed his kids. Yeah, it's really good. It is very screwed up, especially what the vampires do to some of the slaves. That gets pretty rough. But it's a good read, but it's not for the kiddies, that's for sure.
Now I want to read it.
Oh, it's great.
I got to do the witching hour first. I got to do this Batman podcast, and I got to try to finish the this Tale of the Body Thief book. But it's like I don't want to finish it because it's not as good as the other ones. But then you start listening to it, and you're like, you're spending time with these characters, and it's like I really like spending time with these characters. You know what I mean? Like the book could never end, as far as I'm concerned. We could just keep going. You know what I mean? But Lestat is stuck in a human body, all that stuff. So yeah, that's what I'm reading. That's what I'm watching. A little, maybe a little bit more of the morbid side of life right there. But I assure you, I've always been that way. So
just let you know, always been like that. So
yeah.
But all right, Adam, you want to get into what we are, what we're reading?
Sure.
All right. So, you got anything that you're reading, or you want me to go first?
I think I just talked about it.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. I would like to check out some Punchline. I'd like to learn more about Punchline. I'll tell you that. It's the Joker's new girl or whatever.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So, I meant to do this in the last podcast, but we have Demons issue 2. So it's Scott Snyder, Greg Capullo, Jonathan Clapian, Dave McCaig, and Tom Napolitano. So I did like almost a quick book report because, like I said, the one time I came on here, I was trying to talk about a comic and I sounded like a moron. So now I came back with too much information.
No, I came back with too much information.
So we have Demons issue 2. So our buddy Gus, who is our demon friend, as a Christian, it's tough to say that sometimes. We have a demon friend named Gus. We learn more about him and his backstory.
Wait, this is one of the characters?
Yes.
Okay, I thought you were talking about somebody who liked the show. I'm like, does he want to be called a demon or something? Wait a minute, what's going on here? Okay.
Yes, this is a character in the comic book. As far as I know, not a real person, but you never know.
Right.
Lots of things in the world we don't know about. But we learn more about Gus.
I'm not real.
Oh, well, it's been awkward then for a while. He is a demon, and we learn how Dilla, who's our main character, but we learn more about her dad and basically everything that he had going on back in his life. So we learn basically, how it is when you start a series. So you have what you're just trying to flesh out all the characters. And so you have what's called the horn, which is this. It's almost like a virus. It is a virus to humans. So if you get demon blood in you, you're a demon. Bam, or it kills you. So, and then you have what's it called? So you have this group called the Glories, which her dad was part of, and now she's part of the Glories, which they fight the demons, and all that good stuff. Because they have Halo rocks, and that's what their weapons are kind of powered by. They're sort of supercharged. So he made one for her. Her dad made one. You can see her weapon
cool.
right there. Because first issue, he cut her arm off.
Jeez.
And we find out why. Because our buddy Gus, so her dad used part of his halo to make this right here. And Gus being a demon, her dad basically was one of the few people who's like, no, like we can, we don't have to kill all the demons. We can bring them into the light, as it were. So he formed that kind of like a tiara for Gus to wear, but it helps control the horn in him. But he told Dilla as a child the reason that he had to cut her arm off is because she got bit by a rattlesnake. Well, that's not true. Gus got loose without his piece of his halo, and then bit Dilla. That's why they had to chop its arm off. So, yeah, so pretty
she
fun.
wouldn't become a demon,
right? Because he probably bit her on the hand, and it started spreading. So, you learn more about the Glories. You learn more about the entire universe. This universe here, and there's a little twist at the end because the reason that she's part of the Glories now is because they lost Adam for some reason. And the reason she's part of the Glories is to replace her dad. And a lot of people are saying that, hey, you're the next one, you're the chosen one. We have Demons number 2, so go check it out. I'll do a hey, buddy.
I fell out.
I was like, and we lost Adam for some reason.
That was like Goofy going off the cliff. Woo!
Right. I was like, I think he just killed himself. But yeah, so go check out We Have Demons number 2. I think they're kind of putting these comics out pretty quickly because they started off in Comixology and now they're out in physical form. So I'm going to do a little bit deeper dive, just trying to give a quick recommendation there for you guys. So, what else do we have, Adam? Oh, I finished City at War for Ninja Turtles, both parts. I don't know how many comics that run is, but that's got to be like a 20 comic run.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I finally finished that. Um, that's okay. So it's hard to have a basis because I enjoyed the Last Ronin so much. So it's not as good as Last Ronin, but it's a really solid story. And it's a good run. And there's a pretty big death at the end that I'm not going to spoil for anybody, but even though I think the story's a few years old, but go check it out. It's talk about like a big ensemble because I mean it's literally City at War, and there's really a lot of twists and turns. So you have the Turtles taking on the Foot Clan taking on the Turtles, and then you have the EPF, which is the Earth Protection Force. I might be off on that one, but something like that. It's an organization, Earth organization, basically to keep the mutants all that in line. So they're against the Turtles, and then they got the mob against the Turtles, and
Hey.
and then you got just the mutants. So you got this crazy ass cat mutant named Hob. He's he's just batshit crazy. He's fantastic. So he's like any other house cat, you know. So, but
So the world
yeah, go check it out.
acknowledges mutants then.
Oh yeah, no, dude. Like I said, so almost getting back to the neck of toys, right? You forget how many damn characters are in the cartoon, but then you get into the comics and you're like, holy, like talk about fleshed out worlds, man. Like you got, the Turtles, you got EPF, you got them fighting the mob, you got the Foot Clan, obviously, and then you got other planets. Like it's a big old world that as far as comics, I'm just starting to get into. So, and you know what, having a lot of fun with it. So,
Amen.
Because I'm already hearing rumors for Obi-Wan Kenobi for the end,
Uh-oh.
and if these rumors are accurate, I'll be done.
What? Really?
Yeah, with Star Wars. Well, as far as Disney Star Wars, yeah. So I want to give away spoilers already before the show's even come out, but yeah, we'll talk about that. Obviously, we'll talk about Obi-Wan Kenobi once it comes out here in a few weeks. But before that, Adam, we've got a Comic-Con coming up.
We do. I've got toys though to share.
Oh, me too.
Yeah. Why don't you go into it? I'm trying to organize toys right now. I have more it's toys you might have seen, but I've got new pictures I've taken.
All right. So I had a pretty good eBay find. So some of my favorite characters are obviously I'm in the Turtles right now, and these are the guys I got last time.
Those are badass.
I love them. So I got Mikey and a Raph, or no, sorry, Donatello. There. But I was like, what's really really cool is I found these guys.
Nope. Let me see.
These are the
black and white ones with the red,
black and white ones, and they all have the red.
You were showing me these
like
last week, yeah.
Comics. Well, I show you that I ordered them. I actually got them. I just got them yesterday. The only problem is they didn't come with accessories because, like I said, I found a good price, and these are the other two. I know they all look identical. I just swear they swapped them out. These aren't the same two. But so I did have to go back on eBay and find Just Turtles accessories and ordered some on a pretty good deal, I think. But it'd be easy. All I have to do is just paint them like black and white and gray and be all set. So they won't be, obviously all together as a complete set, but I really don't give a crap because I'm going to go buy one of those probably extreme sets and have big old turtle party. So
just order pizza.
Well, yeah. All right, Em, are you ready?
Toys ready to go.
All right.
I got the toys ready to go. Sorry about that.
All right, let's go.
All right, I will start sharing my screen here. I understand. Let's proceed. Get ready to trip. Is it there? Oh. There we go.
Ah! Oh, it's like Adam fell off again. Hey, look, our original logo.
Yes, sir. All right, so this is just a picture I took of my bat family, and that's the Extreme Pop-Ups Bat Cave.
So we got our Damian Wayne. Is that All-Star Batman?
No, that's Rebirth Batman.
Rebirth, that's right.
Yeah. Rebirth Batman, it's Rebirth Batgirl, New 52, Nightwing, and I think that's New 52. Yeah, New Red Hood. And then, of course, Robin is blah, 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 Rebirth, or it doesn't matter, same thing. And then Alfred here is from the show Gotham. And then in the back here, I got the Hell Bat, ready to go in case it's needed. This is just a file cabinet from the McFarlane Batcave. Right. Then I use this little computer console up here too because I figured I had enough stuff in there. Of course, you got one of the motorcycles. So, I mean, McFarlane's Batcave. You know what I mean? I figured I got a laptop back here. There's all that kind of stuff on that surface plate. So,
and those are White Knight motorcycles, right?
Yes. A little closer up. So this is the custom Stephanie Brown I made. So she's kind of up there with like the 90s, early 2000s version of the Bat family. We got Grifter here now.
Whee!
Jenna Jameson still hanging out in the window.
I like how she's like censored. You censored herself.
Well, I didn't do that on purpose, but okay.
It looks funny.
It looks fun. So I'm gonna do gangs now. I'm thinking because I had this all, I had both sides of this all kind of set up for. You got to paint these stairs, but so this is kind of like the Joker gang I got working on. This is the first time I've put the Joker with the hat, the criminal, out onto the displays. I moved Mr. Freeze and his twin sister-in-law. Like that's what do you call it? Who's this woman that's in the thing? Nora. So I made up a twin sister for Nora, and got a this is an action figure from one of those Death Planet Terror movies. So yeah, there's that. So and then picked up She Spawn. You saw that already. You saw that. Oops. So then I just figured I'd get a closer up. This cemetery's gotten bigger. I moved it to a different shelf.
That's really cool looking, the Eric Draven tombstone.
Thank you. I got him on top of my liquor store / motel.
If you don't know who Eric Draven is, go watch the Crow movie.
Yeah, brilliant movie. So this is like a work in progress kind of a thing here. The only thing that's moved is Harley Quinn has popped out. She's up here next to Black Adam. He's gone, and then these three are down here or something like that. So I'm kind of trying to do like a third generation superheroes. Like all these cats are getting older. This is the only Bat representation you have. So like I've removed Zor-N-R too, and I removed the Superman and left the black, right there. So it looks better now. I'll show you that another day. And then that's a full image of what the cemetery looks like.
So are these in the go back? The ones in the front there, are those? Where are those from?
You talking about these two?
Like the mounds of dirt, like looking stuff.
Okay,
those are supposed to be.
So
like shallow graves.
No, on the mounds of dirt that comes with the figure.
The cardboard ones in front of your tombstone.
These these are just supposed to be like cement blocks that are kind of like you walk in like this is like an entranceway or something. You know what I mean? Just kind of something to give it a point of reference. Sure. So I had a fence up, but it didn't look that great. So, but yeah, you could see we got Jason Voorhees, Pamela Voorhees, Judith Myers. Yeah, this came with you can press this down, the stem down, and it lights up. This came with the Michael Myers figure, and then this wooden one back here also says Jason Voorhees. This is like you have that, and then the rest of these just say R.I.P. R.I.P. And then this came with a Vampirella figure. This came with a Jenna Jameson, so I'm just gonna get some like fancy like writing and put it on that one and make this kind of look like one of those specialty graves.
Right.
So I think that's all we got.
All right. Good stuff, Adam.
Oh, wait a minute.
Wait. Hold on. Hold the presses. Wait up. Hold up. Wait a second.
Oh. I think we got it all.
Oh, that's it. All right.
Yeah, it's just more of this. So that's that.
Fantastic.
I thought I X'd out of the show again.
I thought I died again.
It's like, oh no.
So, all right, Adam. I don't think we're going to do a comic reading tonight. We didn't decide on one, so we're not going to force it. But how about we do that later this week? Would that be okay?
Yeah, I'm in.
All right, so we might do more than one. Might do 2 comics. That'd be fun. Let's do a whole show reading that. So,
okay.
All right. So we'll decide on that. But other than that, Adam, I think it's time to wrap it up.
Love you, folks. Thanks for watching.
And don't forget to go check us out over on Spotify.
Check it out.
So check it out. So we are at The Escape with Nick and Adam. So not sure. Well, I'm going to try and have this show up tomorrow. But okay, so here's the problem that we've had so far with Spotify. So I asked Adam, I was like, oh, did you listen to our show on Spotify? He's like, yeah. I'm like, yeah. He's like, sounds like crap. And it does sound like crap because we just live stream to YouTube and the YouTube sounds fine. And then you go over to Spotify, I'm not sure. So we'd have to do a little bit of processing before it goes over to Spotify. But we're going to try and get them up in a timely manner for you so you can download them and listen to them on the go. And, not when it's a gorgeous sunny day out. So, but other than that, you can also check us out on Facebook. We are at The Escape with Nick and Adam. And we are also on Instagram. Go check us out over there. We're trying to get some more content up over there. Like I want to put up some comic reviews, like a quick one comic review. And also I started buying nonsense things like these guys and doing a live unboxing because they come in like little silver bags that are like little mystery bags, so you don't know what you're getting. So just stuff to have fun. So we're over on Instagram at _escape_ with Nick and Adam. So go check us out over there. And just want to thank everybody for all the support and everything, all the love. So, and like I said, we're going to try and get some more content up for you guys. So we're going to do, are we agreeing on probably Thursday? Because I know you're usually busy on Wednesdays. So probably shoot for Thursday.
Thursday's good. Even okay. Later Wednesday would be fine if we had to do that.
Okay. So yeah, we're trying to just mix in some new stuff, some different stuff like live reading of comics and dramatic comic book theater, just having fun with it. So, but once again, thanks so much, and we'll see you next time.
Yeah, now we never like to end our broadcast without letting you guys have an opportunity to accept Jesus Christ into your heart. Would you say it with me now? Say, Lord Jesus. Sorry, that's some.
Wow, that's like a big old line turn. I was like, do we need to say Lord's Prayer? No.
I was like really biting. I was like, I just want to impersonate Joe Bolstein for a minute. That's all I want to do. No offense to any of my Christian folk out there. I'm Christian too. I'm just stupid.
We're just having fun, guys. So.
Yeah. And Joe Osteen,
Hey, Joel Osteen, God bless you. Anyway, all right, thanks, guys. Good night, America.
Love you.